Have you ever wondered why some people seem to succeed effortlessly while others struggle to catch a break? What if I told you that a simple marshmallow could reveal the secret to success? Welcome to Invest ED, where today we're diving deep into the surprising truths about success, patience, and why your background might matter more than you think. How the cycle of poverty keeps people poor. In this video, we'll uncover the link between a child's ability to wait just a few minutes for a treat and their success later in life. We'll explore how this simple test predicted the futures of hundreds of children and what it teaches us about the struggles and triumphs that shape our lives. From the effects of poverty on decision-making to the unexpected influence of family background, we're uncovering the layers behind what truly drives success. So, why should you watch until the end? Because not only will you gain insights that might change your perspective on success, but you'll also get a sneak peek into our upcoming content that you won't want to miss. Grab your snacks, subscribe, like, settle in, and let's get started. Trust me, every minute of this video will challenge what you think you know about achieving greatness. What makes some people more successful than others? Is there a special secret to their success? While it might seem like there are many secrets, they really all come down to one key quality or habit. If you're interested in why many folks stay poor, how to spot a successful 4-year-old, and what rich parents teach their children that prepares them for success, stick around. We're about to explore these topics and more. When we see someone who is successful, we often think they must be smart, talented, or maybe even a genius. While that can be somewhat true, studies show that there's another major factor that sets them apart from others: the ability to wait for a better reward later rather than settling for a smaller one now. This means shutting off social media to focus on work, choosing to study instead of watching videos, or going to the gym instead of going out to a party. Being patient for a greater reward is not just a smart habit. It's connected to doing well in school, staying fit, feeling happy mentally, and getting along well with others. In the 1960s, a researcher named Walter Mitchell carried out a famous experiment at Stanford University. He brought a young child into a simple room with 2 chairs and a table and gave them a marshmallow. He offered a deal. The child could ring a bell at any time to eat the marshmallow, or they could wait about 15 minutes until he came back and get 2 marshmallows instead. Seems like a simple choice, doesn't it? The decision was between a small treat now or a larger one later. What did the children choose? Some couldn't wait and gobbled up the marshmallow immediately. However, some managed to wait for the bigger reward. They used smart ways to distract themselves, like covering their eyes, hiding under the desk, singing, or imagining the marshmallow was something dull, like a pretzel. Here's where it gets really interesting. Many years later, in 1981, Mitchell followed up on these children to see how they were doing as adults. He wanted to discover if the marshmallow test could truly predict their futures. It turns out those who waited did much better in life. They scored higher on key exams like the SAT, were better at making friends, felt better about themselves, and were seen by their parents as more mature. They also managed stress better, planned for the future, and thought things through before acting. They were less likely to get angry easily, less likely to run into trouble, and had fewer issues with drugs or alcohol. Moreover, they were less likely to gain too much weight as adults. Interestingly, for every minute they waited as little kids, they were slightly leaner 30 years later. On the other hand, the children who couldn't wait faced more challenges as they grew up. They found it hard to make friends, deal with stress, and stay on task. But does this mean that if you were a child who couldn't wait for a second candy, you're doomed to fail? Not really. It's a bit more complicated than that. According to Walter Mitchell's research, self-control, or the skill of waiting for something better, is like a muscle. You can make it stronger with practice. Success might not happen right away, but if you keep working at it, you'll see results. However, it's important that the reward you're waiting for is meaningful to you. If the reward doesn't matter much, then waiting for it might not be very helpful. You're saving money to invest, but then Apple releases a new iPhone that you really want. To avoid buying it, you need to remind yourself why saving is better for your future, like achieving financial independence. However, a researcher named Tyler Watts revisited Mitchell's experiment in 2018 and found something intriguing. Your ability to wait might depend on how much money your family has. Kids from richer families are more likely to wait for the second marshmallow and usually do better in life. But if you come from a less wealthy family, you might be more tempted to grab the marshmallow sooner. Tyler Watts' study included 900 children, far more than the original 90, to get a better representation of various backgrounds and economic situations. He considered factors like the income levels of the families to understand why some children could wait and others couldn't. This broader perspective shows why not everyone has the same starting line in the race to success. Watts found out something surprising. It wasn't just the ability to wait for a second marshmallow that predicted a child's success, but rather their family's social and economic standing played a more significant role. This suggests that a child's future success is more closely linked to their family background than their ability to be patient. In his findings, whether or not a child's mother had a college degree didn't alter the outcomes. Children from educated households who waited didn't necessarily perform better in school, on tests, or in behavior than those whose mothers had less education. However, there was a noticeable difference between children from different economic backgrounds. Wealthier children who waited tended to do much better than those from poorer families. The reason? For kids in poorer families, life is more uncertain. There might be food in the fridge today, but not tomorrow. Waiting might mean risking going hungry. Promises of more treats might not be kept because of financial struggles. In contrast, children from richer families find it easier to wait because they grow up seeing that adults can afford to keep their promises. Even if they don't receive the promised marshmallow, they might get something else nice instead. How does poverty influence decisions to choose short-term pleasures over long-term benefits? For kids facing tough times, the second marshmallow might seem unreal, especially if there's a genuine fear that the first one might vanish at any moment. Many teenagers, especially those from poor backgrounds, end up working long hours in low-paying jobs to support their families. Even though they are barely making ends meet, these teens often spend on small luxuries like a meal at McDonald's or new clothes on payday. Studies have shown that parents with lower incomes are more likely to give in to their kids' requests for sweets. This isn't because these parents lack discipline, it's often their way of providing happiness when possible. For wealthier parents, it's easier to promote waiting for bigger rewards, but for struggling families, a simple pleasure like ice cream or a candy bar might be the only luxury they can afford. For these children, enjoying a small treat today can brighten life, especially when the future seems uncertain. It's like a cycle of poverty that's hard to escape. I hope this video has provided some insights into how different life can be just based on where you start. I invite you to reflect on your own experiences and consider how they've shaped your decisions and opportunities. Do you see patterns from your childhood influencing your choices today? How can we, as a community, support each other in breaking cycles that hold us back? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about change and growth. Each story shared is a step towards understanding and ultimately transformation. Remember, your voice is powerful and your experiences are valuable. Let's use them to inspire and support one another. And if you're looking for more thought-provoking content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please like this video. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.